Hey y'all, good morning. Happy Sunday. So, this video will be just a day in the life. Pretty much just getting ready for the week. Again, it is Sunday and I am doing all the things, moving around. This morning I did have a slow morning. I got up, I did some stretching, did some journaling, some Bible study, and just overall just eased into my morning. Because if I'm being honest with y'all, I literally almost just said, okay, it's a wash. It's a wash. I will do whatever I need to do throughout the week, and which that's never a good idea in my opinion, because I just had a week like that last week where I did not fully prepare for my week and it was not my best week. So therefore, if I'm really trying to do what I need to do, I need to stay disciplined and fully prepare for the upcoming week. So remember how I said I was cutting out certain ingredients, specifically sucralose and high fructose corn syrup, right? And things have been great. I feel like that change has made the most improvements as far as like with the start of everything, right? So I've been, what I thought was very intentional about making sure I'm not consuming that, especially on a day-to-day basis. And y'all, this morning I'm making my little morning concoction in my water. Like I showed y'all before, I used the L-glutamine, acetyl L-carnitine, and what is it? L-carnitine, inositol, and I just recently, this past week, I was adding those BCAAs and hydration. Actually, I had put that in my supplements, y'all. Let me just say this. If sucralose is something that you're not wanting to consume on a day-to-day basis, do not get that product. Because something stopped me in my track. I know what it was, but I literally stopped in my tracks this morning and I'm like, let me just look at these ingredients. It's only a few, but y'all know sucralose was there. So I'm like, wow. Again, this week has not been the greatest, but when I tell you I could feel the difference in my gut, like it's a whole thing. You would have to literally go through this whole thing to literally feel, how many times can I say literally? To feel how much of a difference you feel within your gut. I'm still bloated. Yes, it is shortly after my cycle, but usually around this time in the month, I'm okay. But I have been drinking that every single day, y'all. Sometimes multiple times a day. And I'm just like, I'm thinking I'm detoxing from this thing. Now I got to do it all over again because I've been drinking that every day. And I was really annoyed by that. But again, that makes me be more mindful of what I'm, first of all, purchasing and also consuming. But if you think I'm not going to get on Amazon to see if I can return that thing, you got another thing coming. Okay. But, yeah, y'all. Where am I? We're at the gym. We finally made it to the gym. We made a couple stops. I wanted to get me some fresh flowers, so I did that. I did order a few things for pickup after I leave the gym. I got my ginger for my ginger shots because we're going to be back on that tough, which I did have those last week, but they wasn't that good. But we're going to try again this week. So I'm getting ready to go in the gym, get this workout in, and I will see y'all in a minute. Okay, so I thought I was recording that whole time, but anyways, I'm setting up to get my cardio done. I'm just doing about 30 minutes. It is Sunday, so I'm moving pretty good today. That workout split last week had me in here a little bit longer because I was trying to make sure I was doing and researching my form as much as possible, especially for things like that I haven't done in a little bit. But that workout I just showed y'all was 5 movements, and we just now at 60 minutes. So that's average for me, about an hour and a half. I don't like to be in the gym that long. But yeah, let's get this cardio done. We need to get out of here. It's Sunday and we still got a meal prep and all the things. So I will see y'all in a minute. Yeah, we got our cardio done. We're home. We picked up our order. I just grabbed a few things from Target. I got a few dishes in this sink that I need to handle. But we need some breakfast. We need to meal prep. And we're making a pasta dish tonight for dinner. So, yeah. But I wanted to show y'all what I grabbed from Target. I'm actually going to put these in some water for now before I trim them and all that good stuff. Because they've been sitting in my car for a little bit. So I want to do that until we're actually ready to trim them and put them in my vase. Because I might use that vase. I like the way that's standing up. My other one is a wider lit vase. But anyway, so we grabbed a bag of lemons. Trying to see. Then of course we had to get our protein shake. So we got the regular vanilla. And then we got caramel, of course. I'm getting ready to actually make me a matcha. But this is for dinner tonight, some tomato paste. Then this is just for another night. I thought it would be good. Butter chicken sauce. The macros is crazy, but I mean, if you work it in the right way, you'll be just fine. So we got that. That's just something to have in the cabinet. Then I've been loving snacking on popcorn. So I grabbed another bag of that. Then I got my matcha powder. Triple bounce serum. If you know, you know. This too. I've been missing this. I'm going to show y'all the other creamers I was on. And they just wasn't hitting. They wasn't doing. The other creamers wasn't hitting like this one. Especially for my matcha. So I cannot wait to make my matcha. So we grabbed some more of that. Heavy whipping cream. That's for tonight's meal. Then these are my favorite kombuchas. It's the Pink Lady Apple. Love those. Definitely drinking one of those tonight before we have this pasta. And then I don't know if y'all seen me get this. This is just the ginger from Kroger. Then dang, that box was all banged up, but I grabbed some garlic knots for tonight. Then of course, some more Yasso bars. My husband, listen, I've been having to buy these more often because my husband, I asked him to try them and he actually liked them. So I'm glad that he's finding better options too, but I have to buy more. I don't know how I feel about that yet. Anyways, I got some large raw shrimp for tonight. And then these is just something to have in the freezer when I have it to do. Cinnamon French toast. I love French toast. I love it. Don't judge me, okay? But yeah, that's all I grabbed from Target. I'm getting ready to make my matcha and some breakfast. And then after I eat, collect my thoughts, we'll come back and do some meal prep. But I will see y'all in a minute. I had to put y'all on the charger for a little bit, but we're back. And while I had y'all on the charger, I was still working, okay? I have been getting prepared for my lunch meal prep. This week, I'm not technically doing a breakfast meal prep because I'm going to have my protein matcha, and that usually do it for me. If anything, I will boil some eggs just to have if I do get a little bit hungry. But most of the time, the matcha is all I need in the morning. And then I'm usually pretty busy at work anyways during those times. So as far as lunch, this one is a new one for me. It's a ground turkey, sweet potato, skillet type of deal. So I want to show y'all what I have here. And it do look, I'm only saying that because I don't have fresh peppers. But we're going to use these frozen peppers and onions and hope for the best, okay? But let me show y'all what I got. So we have the, what is this, 93.7 ground turkey. And these are the peppers. I hate cooking with these, but we're going to hope for the best. Bell peppers and onions. Then I have some clean kale here. Then I chopped up 2 medium sweet potatoes. We got a can of black beans, no salt added. Minced garlic. And as far as seasonings, I'm going to always use this on everything, okay? So we definitely grab that. Then we have some ground cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and smoked paprika. Yeah, so we're gonna get this thing rolling, and again, just hope for the best, okay? But yeah, let's get into it. So we got avocado oil, and
at least 11 murders.
Fanboys from Indiana.
You think or you know?
Anyway, new week, new flowers.
Just you?
I'm waiting for someone.
Just one is not.
Not the cat. Love me long time. Take the medicine.
Some air purifiers can start to lose performance in just 6 months, and the price of filter changes start to pile up. Meet the Shark Never Change.